later than planned, but I think we're all on our own schedules anyway, so tiger's singing in the window. Yeah, so we'll just get started. Tiger, are you gonna be a brat? Yeah, come here. So you can save this and do it later whenever you have time. This is a sort of throat chakra focused practice. Vishuddha, I think we all kind of need it a little bit. Working to say what we need to say, which I seem to be struggling with today. So working to just kind of activate that area and move really gently. We'll probably be working for about an hour and a half, and just do what you can. Flow with it and be with your breath. So find a comfortable seat. If you have a block, take that block right between your ankles. Roll out your calves and then sit down on that block. And you can always use couch cushions or a bed pillow if you need it. And if this way of sitting is not comfortable for you, you can sit however makes you feel comfortable. Find a soft gaze or close your eyes if that feels safe. And send your breath all the way down the base of your spine and all the way up to the crown of your head. Soften your face and your jaw. Tip your head forward just a little bit and lengthen through the back of your neck. And if you feel like your shoulders are rounding forward a little too much, use your breath and guide the shoulders up, back, and down. You can do that a couple times with breath. And take a deep breath in through your nose. And let it out through your mouth. Open mouth sigh. And feel free to make some noise if you need it. I encourage it. All the more reason if you're alone at home. Take one more. Let go of the week. It's Sunday, right? And take your arms by your sides. Lengthen through your neck. Take your right fingertips down, left arm reaches all the way up. Roll your shoulder back away from your ears. Lift up through your waist and open to the side. Nice lateral bend. Take it really slow, really easy this morning. Get the kinks out. Inhale back through neutral. Left arm lifts. Roll the shoulder back, lift up through the fingertips. Exhale, open up. And just flow a little bit, using your own breath, moving through both directions evenly. Maybe close your eyes and tap into the movement a little deeper. Take away that sensation of sight. And feel the movements in your body. And then release all the way down. Take your fingertips down. Left hand to the floor. Take your right hand to the outside of your head. And then just draw that right ear toward your right shoulder just a little. And feel that length all the way down through the neck and the shoulder, all the way through the fingertips. And then release that right arm. Left hand to the outside of your head. And just stretch. Just a gentle pull. Gentle guidance. Release. Take your chin to your chest, lengthen through the back of your neck. And then slowly start to look toward the ceiling. Open up the throat. Keep the shoulders down away from your ears. And release back to neutral. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. You can stay in that same seated position. Take your fingertips behind you. So your thumbs roll to the outsides and then all the way back to help roll the shoulders open. Squeeze through your shoulder blades and lift your chest to the ceiling. So there should be no pressure on your lower back whatsoever. Maybe take your eye gaze high or keep that chin neutral, chin to chest. And then slowly come back to neutral. Take your arms to clasp. Send your knuckles down toward your mat. Make one big fist so the heels of your hands press down toward the floor and your heart expands toward the ceiling. You can stay here or come forward. Maybe the forehead touches down. See how high you can send those knuckles by keeping your hands glued together. And just breathe into the shoulders, find some space in the arms and the neck. One more round of breath. Let those knuckles pull you all the way back up. Keep moving through the movements. Send the knuckles all the way down to the floor. Let your heart come forward. Keep squeezing into the shoulder blades. And then release back to neutral. Just find a nice long spine here. Crown of your head reaches toward the ceiling. Take your left fingertips down to the earth. Sweep that right arm all the way up. Press the hips out. And then exhale. Sit back down, other side. Right fingertips touch down. Sweep up with that left arm. Press the hips up. Stretching out the front body. And again, left fingertips down. Right arm sweeps up. Press the hips. Exhale, touch down. Right hand down, left arm sweeps, press the hips forward. No crunching in the lower back. One more time on each side. Maybe you take your eye gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, release down. Right hand touches, left arm sweeps. And release. Find neutral again. Lengthen through your spine, roll your shoulders back. Feel your heart expanding forward. And then move your block, come forward into your table pose. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Strong foundation here. Press into the fingertips and across the knuckles. Anchor into the shins. Belly button anchors into your spine. Send your shoulders back away from your ears. Lengthen all the way through the back body. And then as you inhale, let your heart come forward. Exhale and round. Flowing through these two movements, moving through your breath. So the breath comes first and the movement follows. And just notice where you might feel any tensions. Stay in this linear movement or start to explore waves or spirals, moving through any movements from this table pose. Moving intuitively, letting your body tell you what it needs right now. And it will. So just let it. And then when you feel complete, sink your hips to your heels, reach your fingertips forward, find child's pose. Knees together if you want a little more stretch in the lower back, and knees apart if you need that stretch to be more in the upper back and thoracic spine. Forehead touches down, full surrender in this pose. Breathing into your back ribs, back body expands. One more breath. Full exhale out. Roll up through your spine. Keep your hands slightly forward of your shoulders. Tuck your toes and walk your hands out toward the top of your mat, maybe past your mat. And you're bringing your forehead down to the earth. Puppy pose, Anahatasana, heart melting pose. Hips stay lifted. Heart melts down toward the earth. And if you have space, maybe your chin comes forward. Taking your eye gaze between your hands. Just feel that opening in the chest and the shoulders. Slowly make your way forward. Lower your hips down. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Arms are parallel, shoulder width distance, or one forearm distance. Anchor through your hips, and then draw the elbows back. Press into the forearms to lift the chest, and engage through the back body. Tuck your chin just a little bit, lengthen through the back of the neck. Sphinx pose, heart reaches forward. Be sure you're not collapsing into the joints. Really active through the arms. And then as you exhale, full prostration all the way down. Forehead touches the earth. Bend your knees, windshield wiper your legs. And then release. Hands come underneath your shoulders. Bend your elbows. Hey, dude. Lift up. And then press back. Child's pose. Forehead touches down. One more round of breath. And slowly roll all the way back into table. Hands can be slightly forward of your shoulders. Lift your hips. Press back into your heels. Find your first downward facing dog. And let there be some movement here. So sway your hips from side to side. Make waves through your spine. Whatever you need to warm into the back body, the legs, the spine. And then making your way back into stillness. Squeeze heels, lift hips, press chest to your thighs, knees bend as much as you need here so that the hips stay high and the spine stays nice and long. Roll the elbows under, expand through the upper back. And then when you find space, squeeze the heels down toward the earth, and they don't have to meet the floor yet or at all. Just be where you are today. And then when you're ready, roll forward, find plank. Squeeze heels away from the crown of your head. You can bring your toes or your knees down to the earth, or keep the knees lifted. And then we'll lower slow on 5 counts. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then all the way down. Take your fingertips out to the outside of your mat. So you're pressing just a little through the fingertips. Squeeze the back body. Reach your heart away from your toes. Keep the tops of the feet pressing into the earth. Elbows point toward the ceiling. And then you're lifting up with the strength in your back body. And then exhale. Feel yourself pour forward. Forehead touches down. And again, inhale, lift up. Using the strength in your back. Exhale, pour forward. Once more, inhale, lift up. And then exhale. This time as you inhale, rise. Release the arms. Touch the fingertips down. And then all the way down. So the release of the arms is just a little test to see if you're using your back body to support you. And one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, touch down. Exhale, release. Take your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lengthen through your heart. Little baby cobra here. Just lifting through the chest. Maybe test yourself. Use the strength of your back body. Release the hands. And then strong to press. Lift up through table. All the way back. Child's pose. Knees together or knees apart. Maybe trying to keep the knees together a little bit, just to take that stretch into your back, lower back, rather than the upper back, even though there's a little more compression in the belly. And then as you inhale, roll forward, find your table, hands slightly forward of your shoulders, tuck your toes, lift up, press back, downward facing dog. And just breathing in stillness here. One more round of breath. Full exhale out. And then look between your hands. Walk your feet to the top of your mat. Bend your knees. Let your chest connect to your thighs. Clasp your arms. Release all the way through your lower back to the crown of your head. Find movement or stillness here. Just notice what you need. Listen to your body. Full ragdoll. So the only thing that's working right now is your legs supporting your upper body. That upper body is And just draped. Let go of effort. Feel the feet grounding into the floor. Take your hands to your shins. Roll your shoulders back. Belly button draws in, supports your spine. Arms reach out and come all the way up to standing. Palms press overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Open wide, Tadasana. Taking a little variation of some sun salutations. Standing Tadasana, palms facing forward. As you inhale, rise, reach up. As you exhale, hinge, fold forward. Knees bent as much as you need. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, right foot steps back. Right hand stays grounded. Left arm reaches up into a twist. Take the first round really slow. So squeeze into that back heel. Hug your front knee into your chest and rotate. Lift up through that top hand. So you're using your strength in your lower body to hold you up. You almost don't need that bottom hand. And then exhale, handspring that front foot. Step back into plank. And then bring your knees down to the earth. Hug your elbows into your sides. You're lowering chest and chin. Inhale, sweep forward. Baby cobra. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Look forward between your hands. Your left foot steps. Your right foot follows. Lengthen halfway. Knees bend as much as you need. Forward fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Open Tadasana. Second round, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, lengthen. Your left foot steps back this time. Left hand stays down. Right arm reaches to the sky. Right knee hugs in. Left heel squeezes out. Reach up, touch the sky with that left hand. Or right hand. Left hand maybe lifts. Test yourself. And then exhale all the way back down. Step back, plank, knees, chest, chin, lower. And then inhale, come up into your baby cobra. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. One more round of breath. Look forward. Right foot steps. Left foot follows. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Big inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Open Tadasana. So again, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, right foot steps. Left arm reaches, find that twist. Exhale, touch down. Step back, plank. Knees down to the earth and then walk the hands forward. So this time you're coming into that puppy pose, Anahatasana, forehead or chin to the earth. And then you're sliding forward all the way down into Sphinx. Pull the elbows back, let the heart come forward. Exhale, full prostration all the way down. Bend your knees, winch over your legs. Release the lower back. Hands underneath your shoulders. Lift up through table. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath. Last round. look forward. Left foot steps, right hand joins, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Palms press, hands to heart, open to Tadasana. Again, sweep up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left foot steps. Right arm reaches, twist. One more breath. Exhale, touchdown. Step back, plank. Knees touch the earth. Walk the hands forward. Anahata. Slide forward, Sphinx. Pull the heart between the arms. Heart reaches forward. Exhale all the way down. Bend your knees. Release your lower back. Touch down, hands underneath the shoulders. Lift up through table. Exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. One more breath. Look between your hands. Right foot steps. Left foot joins. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Open to Tadasana. And just stand strong. Ground into the feet. Hands to heart or palms to face forward. Send your breath from the crown of your head all the way down to your feet. Gather anything that needs to be released. And let it go. One more of those. And then inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. If you want, flow through a vinyasa, knees or toes, or just step right back into downward facing dog. So we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Set your foundation strong through the arms, ground into the fingertips and the knuckles, squeeze into the heels, lift hips to sky. Squeeze left heel back, right leg reaches. Flex the foot, square the hips, square the shoulders. Keep squeezing that left heel into the earth. Then bend that top leg, open your hip. Keep the shoulders square. Draw your knee into your chest. Round your spine, step forward between your hands. Lower your back heel, set up warrior one legs. Pull that right hip back, left hip presses forward. Reach your arms back behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades as you lift through your chest. Heart extends. Sink down into that front leg. Square the hips. And if that's too much, twist on that back leg. Toe heel the front foot out, just about to the outside of your mat. Give a little more space for the legs. Leave the chest where it is, just reach your arms forward. Legs engaged, feet fully grounded into the earth. On your inhale, come all the way up, warrior one. Send your heart forward and feel your feet pressing down into the earth as you reach the fingertips up to the sky. Slide your shoulder blades back away from your ears. Feel your heart reach forward. Inhale, fingertips reach up, and then exhale, arms reach back. Clasp your hands behind you. Send your knuckles down that back leg. Open your heart. Open your throat. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lead with the heart and then come forward. So your right shoulder goes to the inside of that right knee. Crown of the head points to the earth. Keep pulling that right hip back and send the feet so deep into the ground. And then inhale, let those hands pull you all the way back up. Release that clasp, sweep up, warrior one. Keep that right hand reaching to the sky, left arm reaches back. Send the heart forward, so reverse warrior, but try to keep that left shoulder reaching a little bit more toward the front of your mat. And then release, bring your hands to your hips. Straighten that front leg. Pull the back foot in just a little. Square your hips to the front. Lift up through the chest. And then hinge forward. Pause halfway. Pull that right hip back, left hip presses forward. Lift the kneecaps up toward your hips. You can stay here. You can bring your hands to the top of the thigh, to the top of your shin, or maybe your fingertips connect to the floor or blocks. Keep pulling that heart forward, and then exhale, forward fold. Pyramid pose, grounding into the feet, lifting up through the knees. So just like that first forward fold, let the legs do all the work. Let your upper body just hang and release. And then on your next inhale, lift halfway up. Really engage the legs, bring your hands back to your hips, all the way up. Soft bend on that front knee. Take your hands to the inside of that front foot, and you're turning into a side lunge, Skandasana. So this might look different for everyone. If you are a little tighter in the legs, just come up and ground in. If you have a little more flexibility on the inner thigh, you can straighten that leg. And then you're switching to the back. So Skandasana to the back. And that might look like this if you're staying high. And then switch to the front. Keep lifting through the chest. And then to the back. High or low. Keep the chest lifting. And then turn all the way to the back of your mat. Set the feet. Warrior one legs. Hands frame that back foot, your left foot. Ground into the feet. Windmill up, leading with that right arm. Warrior two to the back. Zip up through the chest and all the way down the back body. Take your eye gaze to that left finger. Nudge that front knee out. Sink a little bit deeper, and then reach forward. Lower left elbow to the top of your thigh. Right arm reaches high. Roll your pinky down toward the earth and your heart toward the ceiling. Send your shoulder to anchor down the back body. And then inhale, sweep up, warrior two. Go deep into that leg. And then straighten, find your triangle. Take your hands to your hips. Pull your back foot in just a little bit. Lift up through the chest. And then hand can come to the shin, the ankle, a block, or your big toe. Engage the legs. And feel the strength in your torso and your legs. So you're not relying on that lower arm to hold you up. One more breath. Next inhale, that right hand pulls you all the way back up. Hands come to your hips. Take your back foot in 6 or 8 inches. Square your hips to the front of your mat. Left hand at your hip, right hand reaches to the sky. Exhale, come forward halfway. Pull that left hip back, right hip forward, and come all the way down. Hand to the floor or a block at the inside of that front foot, or to the top of the foot, or to the outside of that front foot. Keep pulling that left hip back as you send your weight a little bit more into the left foot. Square the shoulders and then maybe release that top arm. Chest opens toward that left side. One more inhale. Full exhale, rotate. Look down, soften through that front leg, and windmill all the way up. 5-pointed star. Feet parallel. You can toe heel the feet a little bit wider, and then you're turning your right toes to the front. Sink down into warrior 2 again. Warrior 2 to that front foot, right leg. Big breath in, and then exhale, windmill down. Step back. Find downward facing dog or flow through a vinyasa. Exhale all the way back. 3 breaths. Option, if you need, you can always bring the knees down to the earth and find child's pose for a couple rounds of breath. Full exhale. Look forward, walk, step or float to the top of your mat. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet, sweep all the way up. Hands to heart, and then open to Tadasana. Standing strong. Long through the spine, open through the heart. Next round, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hinge. Lengthen halfway. Walk, step, or float back. Flow through a vinyasa or right into downward facing dog. Right heel squeezes down into the earth. Left leg reaches back. Press through the heel. Turn the toes down toward the floor. And lengthen all the way through the back body. Keep squeezing, grounding, anchoring into that right heel. And then bend your top leg, open your hip, keep the shoulders square so the upper body stays exactly where it was. Open a little bit more. And then knee to nose. Round your spine, step forward. Lower that back heel down, set up warrior 1. Just on the legs. Ground into the feet. And then arms reach back. Pull that left hip back, right hip presses forward. Find the position that you need for your feet. Chest reaches toward the front of the mat. Arms reach forward. Lift up through the chest, just a little bit. One line from the fingertips all the way to that back heel. And then inhale, come all the way up. Warrior 1. Keep sending that right hip forward. Lower down into that front leg. Fingertips reach up to the ceiling, send the shoulders back. Maybe take your eye gaze just to the crease between your ceiling and your wall. Just find that length. One more breath. And then as you exhale, take your arms back and clasp. This time find the opposite clasp, the one that feels weird. You know the one I'm talking about. Send the knuckles down the back of the leg, open the heart. And then exhale forward. Left shoulder to the inside of that left knee. Forehead, or crown of the head, points toward the earth. Head hangs. No tension in the neck. Let the legs do the work. Keep opening through the shoulders. Send the knuckles to the ceiling. Maybe send the knuckles to that wall in front of you. Left hip pulls back just a little bit. And then the knuckles pull you all the way back up. Release the arms, warrior one. Left hand stays high, right arm reaches back. Open through the chest. Sink down. A little bit deeper into the front legs. Reach back even more. And then hands come to your hips, straighten that front leg. Pull that back foot in just a little bit. Square the hips. Open through the chest. Left hip pulls back, right hip presses forward. Anchor into the feet, lift the kneecaps up to support. Exhale, hinge. Pause halfway. Check your hips. Left hip pulls back. Anchor here. So really engage the leg. Kneecap lifts up toward your hip. Hands to top of the thigh, to the shin, to blocks or fingertips to the outside of that front foot. Lift up through the chest. Exhale, fold. Upper body releases, lower body stabilizes. One more exhale. Lengthen halfway. Engage the legs. Hands come to the hips. Lift up through the chest. Open heart. And take that back foot just a little bit wider. Take your hands to the inside of that front foot. Coming back into that Skandasana, side lunge. And then shift to the back. Shift to the front. Shift to the back. And then turn, hands frame that right foot. Lower the back heel down. Sweep up, warrior two on that right leg. Lift up through the chest. Anchor into the back body. Send the shoulder blades down. Fingertips expand. Full breath in. Full breath out, ground in. One more, inhale, expand. Exhale, reach forward. Right elbow to the thigh. Left arm reaches high. Roll the heart open. Roll the pinky down. Strong through the legs. Inhale, sweep up. Find your warrior two. Go a little bit deeper into that leg. And then strong, straighten that front leg. Hands to your hips. Pull that back foot in just a little bit. And then open wide. Find your triangle. Lower ribs. Reach toward that front leg. Fingertips of that left hand reach all the way up to the ceiling. Hand to shin, ankle, block, big toe, wherever you are in your practice. Keep that nice long spine reaching through the crown of your head. And then left fingertips bring you all the way back up. Hands to hips. Step forward. Just 6 or 8 inches. Square your hips to the front of your mat. Right hand stays at your hip. Left arm reaches high. Exhale, come forward. Pause halfway, engage the knees. Pull that right hip back. Exhale, touch down. Again, lengthen here, pull that right hip back. Hand to the inside, the top of the foot, or the outside of that front foot. And rotate, stack the shoulders. Maybe release that top arm. 2 more rounds of breath. Just settle your eyes. Let everything else fall away. And then look down, soften that front foot, hands frame that front foot. Hands come back to your hips, come all the way up. Turn to the side, 5-pointed star. And then open into your warrior 2 to the front. So left knee bends, lift up through the chest. Big expansion with the breath. And then windmill touchdown. Flow here or come all the way back into downward facing dog. Option to take child's pose whenever you need it. Look forward between your hands, walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up, palms press. Exhale, hands to heart, and open into Tadasana. Maybe close your eyes here and expand. And then inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, walk, step, or float back. Flow through a vinyasa or downward facing dog. Finding your way into downward facing dog, squeeze heels, lift hips. Left heel squeezes down, right leg reaches back. 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. Stay here if that feels good. Or touch right toes down to the left. Bring your hips all the way down. And then send the hips to the sky. Wild thing, Kamatarasana. Maybe you lift to the toes of that right foot. Maybe you challenge yourself and lift that right foot all the way off the ground. Really send the heart open, let the head go. Full front body expansion. And then exhale, spin all the way down, downward facing dog. Reset your foundation and then send that right leg back, straight back, 3-legged dog. Bring your knee to your nose, step forward. Lower the back heel down. Open up, warrior 1 right away. Full breath in, full breath out. One more inhale. And then exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Hands to your heart rather. Lengthen through your spine. Set your eye gaze. And coming into a gentle twist. So you can either take your right hand to the outside, left hand to the outside of your right knee, right arm reaches back, anchor into the feet, or prayer twist, hands to heart, left elbow to the outside of that right knee. If you have space here, you can send that bottom hand down to the floor or a block. Send right hand to the sky. One more breath here. And then look down. Windmill all the way up. Reverse. Lift up through the right fingertips. Left hand down that back leg, open through the chest. Keep bending that front knee. One more breath. And come all the way back up. Straighten that front leg. Hold your back foot in just a little bit, maybe 6 inches. Square that front, square the hips to the front, lift up. You can either clasp, arms behind you, find reverse prayer, fingertips down toward the floor, or if you have the space, fingertips lift up toward the top of your head, full reverse prayer. Open the heart, open the throat, and then exhale as you engage the legs, come forward. Keep pulling right hip back, left hip forward. Forehead toward your shin, and even if it's inches or miles away, let your head go. No tension in the neck. Let your legs support you. One more breath. On your inhale, come all the way back up with a straight spine, open heart and throat. Release the hands. Take that back foot a little further. Take your hands to the inside of that front foot. You're turning again into that Skandasana. Maybe you challenge yourself and don't use the strength in your arms to shift from side to side, and you can even get fancy with it. And then turn all the way to that left foot. Lower the back heel down. Lead with that right arm. Windmill up, warrior two. Full breath in, expand. Full breath out, sink deep. Nudge that front foot open, front knee open, so you can see your big toe. Stabilize the pose. And then reach, elbow to thigh, right arm reaches high. Or maybe you find that half bind. So the right arm finds the crease of your hip, and you send your elbow to the inside to nudge that front knee open. Or if you have full bind, that left arm goes underneath the knee and you roll the heart open. Roll the shoulder toward the ceiling. Take your eye gaze high. Make sure your chest isn't pointing at the floor. One more breath. And then unwind. Lift all the way back up. Warrior two. Sink a little bit deeper. And then straighten that front leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Step the back foot in just a little bit. And then open wide. Find your triangle. Let that inhale pull you all the way back up. Hands to your hips. Step that back foot a little bit closer. Square the hips to the front. Left hand at your hip. Right hand reaches to the sky. Exhale, come forward. Find that halfway point again. Left hip pulls back. And then find your revolved triangle. Hand to the inside, top of the foot, or the outside of that front foot. Maybe left fingertips reach the sky. One more breath, full rotation, full expression. Can you take your eye gaze to the ceiling? And then exhale all the way down. Soften through that front foot. Step the back foot a little bit further. Windmill up, both legs straight, turn the feet parallel, 5-pointed star. And then turn the right toes to the front. Bend into your warrior two. Full breath in, full breath out. One more. On your exhale, windmill down. Step and flow or pause, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. On your exhale, look forward, walk, step, or float to the top of your mat. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet, sweep up, all the way up. Hands to heart, open to Tadasana. And one more round. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, downward facing dog or flow. Right heel grounds in, left leg reaches back. Bend your knee, open your hip. Keep the shoulders square and stay here. Or if you want to play with Wild Thing, left toes touch down to the right side, lower the hips. Press the hips to the sky, open the heart. Maybe you're on your toes of your left foot, or you check, test, and lift the left toes. Spin all the way back down, downward facing dog. Set your foundation and then left leg reaches straight back. Knee to nose. Step forward between your hands, lower the back heel, right away sweep up warrior one. Coming into that twist, so you either take your right hand to the outside of that left knee, take your left arm back, or hands to heart, lift up through your chest, engage the legs, set your foundation really strong, and then spin. Maybe you take your right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Set your eye gaze. Keep that back heel grounded if you can, or if not, lift it all the way and turn the hips so you're more in a crescent. If you have the space, that right hand goes down, left hand reaches all the way up. One more breath. And then look down. Take the hands on either side of that front foot. You're coming all the way up, windmill up. Take your hands to your hips. Step that back foot in. Square the hips to the front. Pyramid pose option if you want. Take that reverse prayer. Open heart and throat. Come forward. Legs engaged. Maybe pause halfway. Left hip pulls back. Exhale all the way forward. Lower body supports so that the upper body can release. One more round of breath. Inhale, all the way up. And then exhale. Send that back foot. We almost missed one. Reach back, find your reverse warrior. Bend that front knee, lift up through the chest. A little out of order. Get it all. And then come all the way down, hands to the inside of that front foot. You're turning again into that Skandasana. So maybe you make it dynamic. Shift to the back, shift to the front. And then once more, shift to the back. Turn, hands frame that front foot, lower the back heel down, lead with that left arm, warrior two, sweep up, and sink deep. Nudge that front knee open, stabilize. Full inhale, full exhale, expand. And then touch down. Elbow to thigh, left arm reaches overhead, roll your heart open. Again, maybe you find that half bind. Or maybe you go a little bit deeper and find that full bind. Clasp and roll open. Expand the chest to the sky. And then slowly release. Reset upper body. And then windmill up. Find your warrior two again. Sink deep into that front leg. And then straighten. Maybe you step that back foot about an inch closer. Both legs are straight, tip from the hip. Find your triangle again here. Legs engaged. Upper body expands. Lower ribs reach to that front leg. Left hand pulls you all the way back up to standing. Turn the feet parallel. Bring your hands to your hips. And then turn the left toes out again. Step that back foot. Some days are better than others. Right hand to your hip, left hand reaches to the sky. Kneecaps lift up. Exhale, come forward. Find your revolved triangle once more. Send your weight into that front leg as you rotate. Maybe the fingertips reach up. Just keeping it real for you guys. Live classes are always hit or miss, right? Look down, soften that front foot. This time, step that back foot and then sweep up. Find your 5-pointed star and then turn the left toes to the front. Find your warrior two. Expand with the breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, deepen. Inhale. Exhale. And then windmill down. Step and flow, or downward facing dog, or child's pose. So this has been about an hour. So if you are pressed for time, you can always stop here. And give your body a little time to rest, maybe just in child's pose. Close your eyes and let your nervous system settle before you get up and do something else. Or if you'd like to continue, just stay here for a few moments. Finding child's pose and having your knees as close together as you can to really stretch the lower back. The arms reach forward to start. Your forehead meets the mat. And then if you would like to go a little bit deeper, you take your arms behind you and pull the top of your head to the mat. And you bring your forehead as close to your knees as you possibly can.
This is going to get increasingly more challenging to talk. And then you catch your heels and start to lift the hips into your rabbit pose. Sasandasana. Really great for the throat chakra and the thyroid. Feel that compression on the throat just a little bit. Shouldn't be uncomfortable though. One more round of breath. And then release. Find your child's pose again. And then reach forward. Find your table. And you can take a couple cat and cow movements through your spine, just to balance and reset. And then walk your knees between your hands, cross your ankles, and come forward. So there are a couple different variations that you can take in this next series. So if you have a pillow or a block and you don't want to take a full shoulder stand, you can always just take your block right underneath your hips, right at your sacrum, that flat spot on your lower back, and just take a nice supported half shoulder stand and send the feet right over the hips. And if you want a little deeper variation and you have full shoulder stand in your practice, take your knees in. Make sure you have enough room to flow. You straighten the legs and you lift all the way up. Hug your elbows as close in as you can and send your hands right behind your heart. And then the legs lift up. Press the hips forward toward your head and bring your toes together. And you can stay as long as you want there. Or you bring your toes over the top of your head. Tops of the feet touch down. Halasana, plow pose. Staying here, or Karni Padasana, ear hugging pose. Knees go to the outsides of your ears. And then you slowly bring your legs all the way back up into your shoulder stand. And then when you're ready, slowly roll all the way down. Take a nice counter pose here. Hands come underneath your hips. You're anchoring through your forearms. Press into the elbows and open the heart as you release the head back behind you. Matsyasana, fish pose. You can also take this as a supported posture, bringing your block or a pillow underneath your thoracic spine, and you just drape yourself over your block. So wherever you are in this pose, just take a few more deep breaths. And then slowly release all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Massage your back body. And if you'd like to take a happy baby pose, send the feet to the ceiling, open the knees wide. You can catch behind the knees. Flatten the back body into the earth. Tuck your chin just a little bit so you lengthen through the back of the neck. If you have space, you can connect hands to the outsides of the feet. I like to bring my thumbs to the tendon of my big toe. And then draw the knees down toward the earth. Maybe rock side to side. Or maybe you stay in stillness. And then slowly bring your feet, the soles of the feet together, all the way down to the earth. Open the knees wide. Take your arms overhead to clasp. And breathing into your front body. Taking a few breaths here. And let yourself settle. Let your nervous system and your breath be relaxed. And just notice if there are any other movements that might allow your practice to feel complete. Connect into that body wisdom. So just see what your body needs right now. And move where it tells you to, where it asks. Moving in gratitude for what you can do. And just honoring yourself for coming to your mat, for being in your body, in your breath. When you feel complete, you can make your way into your final relaxation, your Shavasana. So whatever that looks like for you, you might take your traditional Shavasana, feet a little bit wider than hip width, arms by your sides, or maybe you take the soles of the feet back together and you just bring your hands to wherever they need to be. Maybe one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Come back into your breath. And send your breath from the crown of your head all the way down to the soles of your feet. Gather anything that needs to be released. And let it go. Open mouth sigh. You can stay here as long as you'd like. You pause and come back when you're ready. And start to bring some awareness back into your physical body, movements into your fingers and toes. And then coming back into movements, whatever that looks like for you. And stretching, and drawing knees into your chest. And then rolling to one side. Roll into a little ball. Keep your eyes closed. And then slowly make your way back into a seated position, whatever that looks like for you. Keeping eyes closed. Tapping into your heart. Hands in Anjali Mudra at your heart center. Bow your head deeply. And from this space, send a prayer of metta, loving kindness to all who inhabit this earth with us. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you have ease of well-being. May you be free. And then take your thumbs to your third eye, bow your head deeply. So much gratitude, so much light, so much love. Thank you all.